So for the past 4 weeks, we've been talking a lot about the Valve Steam Deck here on the channel, and we've been talking about a lot of really great games that you can play on your Steam Deck, and most of those games have been like these big AAA games. But today I want to highlight a few hidden gem games that are cheap, games that are small, and games that are very addicting and very well put together. These are some games that I play in between those big AAA games, and I want to give them more notoriety. I want to shine the light on these games that I feel are hidden gems on the Steam Deck. The first game isn't really much of a hidden gem anymore because everybody's really talking about it, and that is Vampire Survivors. Mow down thousands of night creatures and survive until dawn. Vampire Survivors is a gothic horror casual game with roguelite elements where your choices allow you to quickly snowball against hundreds of monsters that get thrown at you. This was a game that I picked up as a recommendation from a friend, and I really got addicted to it quickly. I like the style of the game. It brings me back to my old classic Nintendo roots as a child. At first I didn't get the game. I didn't know what to do. You just walk around and you just slash all these enemies and you just try to survive. And then when it clicked on me, I really started getting addicted to the game. I wanted to see how well I could do. I wanted to keep playing to see if I got better, if I started picking the right weapons and all that stuff. And I really ended up enjoying the game quite a bit. So Vampire Survivors is a game that a lot of people are talking about now, but still I don't think enough people are recognizing this game with all of these AAA games and all these other games you can play on your Steam Deck. Vampire Survivors is a game that I think works perfect for the Steam Deck because you can play this thing on a whim. You can pick it up, play for like 10-15 minutes or even an hour out of nowhere, and I think more people should check out Vampire Survivors if you haven't already done so yet. The next title on my hidden gems list is Greek's Memories of Azure. Greek's Memory of Azure is a beautiful single-player puzzle platform adventure. You will take the role of 3 siblings to guide them through the lands of Azure. You can alternate control between the 3 of them and use their unique abilities to escape the Urlag invasion. I am a sucker for that hand-drawn, cartoony-looking art style. I think it is the cleanest, most beautiful type of art style I have ever seen in gaming, and I really wish more companies would do this type of style. I would love to see like a Pokemon game done in this style, which will probably never happen, but I love this art style, and the gameplay is very, very fun. Again, it brings me back to those old retro games, those side-scrolling adventure games like the Metroids and all that, and I really enjoy playing this game and switching through all these different characters and using all their different abilities. The game is kind of challenging, I'm not gonna lie. Like it gets to me a couple of times, and it does get a little difficult, but it's a really fun game. It's a great action platformer to play if you haven't already picked it up. The third game on my list is a game that I mentioned a couple times on this channel, and that is Cat Quest, the multi-award winning action RPG. Some say Diablo with cats, others say super cute Skyrim. Universally adored by critics, it'll have you purring for joy. Once again, this is a game that drew me in by its aesthetic, that cartoon hand-drawn aesthetic. I love it. I talk about it all the time, and I like the action RPG element. To me, it kind of felt like they said, like a Diablo or a Skyrim or even a Legend of Zelda. And it is still a game that I play for at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, just trying to do a few side quests, do a few main quests, just kind of progress throughout the game a little bit. I love the game. I think it's a very cute game, and I highly recommend it. The next game on the list is Blood Knights. Combine your vampiric skills with the sharp edge of your blade in this medieval vampire hack and slash. Battle through hordes of monsters and restore your honor after you, a legendary and feared vampire hunter, have been turned into a vampire yourself. This was a game that I picked up a couple weeks ago on sale, and I didn't know what to really expect. I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for the game, but then found it to be actually quite fun, in fact. And I think this is a game that some people should actually check out. If you like hack and slash games, if you like using magic and having like those dungeon crawler games, I think this is a game you definitely need to check out. I think the style of the game is fantastic, and I like the overall gameplay and narrative of the game so far. And as of right now, I'm thoroughly enjoying playing through it. The next game on my list is another game that I have mentioned previously on this channel, and that is Mighty Goose. Mighty Goose is a fast-paced run-and-gun shooter starring a bounty hunter Goose. Use epic weapons and devastating war machines to battle against the screen-filling bosses and hordes of your enemies. This game is absolutely amazing. Again, this was a recommendation from a friend. I picked it up and just had a blast. Again, it brings me back to those retro games that I grew up with, and that's what I enjoy. I like the fact it has a designated honk button where you can actually make your Goose honk, and that I just think is hilarious. The screen gets filled with so many enemies, and it does get very, very hectic really quick, but that's what I like about it. It's got like that fast-paced jolt in gameplay, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I play like maybe a level or two a day. This is, again, another game that you can just pick up your Steam Deck if you're on break or you're doing something at your computer. You can literally just pick it up and play a stage or two and then put it back down and continue with your work. And that's what I enjoy about the game. Is I like how it's fun, I like how it's addicting, but I also like how I can just play it at my own pace and I don't have to sit and play it for hours on end. So Mighty Goose, I highly recommend it. I recommended it before and I recommend it again. It's definitely a game that people should check out. The next and final game on my list is Brotato. Big shout outs to Blobfish for sending me over a review copy of the game so I can check it out. I was looking forward to playing this game. I reached out, said, hey, I would like to talk about this game on my channel, and sure enough, he sent me a review code over, so I very much appreciate it. Brotato is a top-down arena shooter roguelite where you play as a potato wielding up to 6 weapons at a time to fight off hordes of aliens. Choose a variety of traits and items, create unique builds, and survive until help arrives. If you are someone who played and liked Vampire Survivors, you're really going to enjoy Brotato. Brotato takes what Vampire Survivors has done, and then it kind of adds on to that and really makes it its own. And I really had a lot of fun playing it. I turned it on, played it for a few minutes, or at least what I thought was going to be a few minutes. And next thing you know, I'm streaming this thing for an hour and a half just trying to do better on each one of my runs. All the guns are customizable. You can combine guns. You have all these different items, and you can add your own build to try to go through your run the best you can. I thought the art looks absolutely fantastic. That has that hand-drawn art style look to it, and I really had fun playing as all these different potato characters. Each one of the potato characters has its own unique abilities, and then you can add different traits onto that using items. It's a very addicting game, and in my opinion, I actually prefer Brotato over Vampire Survivors, mostly because Brotato is a little faster paced. I much rather look at that art style, and I like the idea of playing with like SMGs and pistols and shotguns rather than the slower style of Vampire Survivors. Both games are fantastic, and both games I highly recommend. But just because of the art aesthetic, the fast pace, and the way I can custom build more on Brotato, I gravitate more to Brotato and see myself playing that a lot more. I really spend a lot more time playing Brotato, and I'm just having a blast playing it. So everyone, that is my list of hidden gem games on the Steam Deck right now that I am currently playing amongst my AAA games. I just kind of wanted to point these games out and try to give them some notoriety. I think you guys are going to enjoy them. Have you played any of these games? Would you be checking any of them out? Please leave those comments in the comment box below. Once again, guys, smash that like and subscribe button. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms. Thanks for watching.